Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing good. So in the previous video, we have studied about characteristics of population. In this video, we will be talking about something very important and not just for exam point of view or just because it's a topic in your book, but otherwise in journal as well. So I keep on saying that population is a problem. What are we doing to resolve it? How is it exactly working? Is our government doing anything to resolve this particular problem? Well, yes. The solution of this problem is national population policy. National population policy has made not just to control this particular problem, it is also to provide the quality of population, to give better quality to the population. Okay, so let's find out what's in national population policy. National population policy. Um, Under which a very important thing which comes, it's family planning program. Okay, very first important thing is family planning program. Family planning program was initiated by government in 1952 to promote responsible and planned parenthood on a voluntary basis. Means if they are ready and they have enough resources to raise a child properly, then also responsibly and in a planned way, one should do the family planning. Okay, so this is basically family, very first thing, family planning program. Okay, next, under National Population Policy 2000, it provides a framework. It provides a proper structure which has few things in it. Let's understand one by one. First is to improve the quality of the population. As we have understood, when important characteristics is literacy. Okay, so government has provided free compulsory school education up to age 14. Okay, so up to 14 years, free compulsory education has been provided. Next, second thing is it is to reduce the infant mortality rate. Mortality rate is basically the death rate. Mortality rate or death rates are almost same. So infant mortality rate. So what used to happen in India is, due to lack of proper healthcare infrastructure, infant means the babies who used to take birth, they used to die at very young age due to lack of proper nutrition or lack of proper healthcare management. So our in national population policy, our government focuses on reducing infant mortality rate to 30 per 100 live births. Okay, so if there are 1,000 live births, there would be 30 child who unfortunately comes under mortality rate, means they are no longer in the country. Okay, so next important thing is universal immunization of children. Now, to immunize, it's very important. We all are taking vaccines of COVID today. Why? Because we want to immune ourselves, right? Likewise, there are many other bacterias which specifically because hit children because they have very weak immunity. So this is universal immunization of children, means providing proper vaccination to the children. Fourth is delayed marriage of girls. Yes, child marriage again was a very serious problem. So NPP focused on delaying of child marriage for girls so that they could be properly nourished and the girl child especially would be properly taken care of. Fifth is making family welfare a people-centered program. Okay, this almost means same as family being parenthood or planning in a responsible and planned way. Okay. Next, we'll study about NPP 2000 and adolescents. Now, as we have discussed, adolescents are sensitive, right? This is a very sensitive age for any government to deal with. So, under National Population Policy 2000, a part of adolescent have been added in it. Okay, one important thing is to provide the proper nutrition. Okay, so to provide proper nutrition to the adolescents. Now, beside providing nutrition, this policy puts greater emphasis on the other important needs of adolescent. Okay, so when we grow up, we observe few changes happening in our body, be it male, be it females. Okay, so proper awareness and education of those changes had to be given. Okay, uh, so that we could avoid any of circumstances, like we do not uh, lead to unwanted pregnancies or some problems related to that. Okay, so basically STDs, sexually transmitted disease, to give awareness about STDs, unwanted pregnancies, and to encourage the delayed marriage. Okay, delayed marriage means not to marrying early. Okay, so specifically including the motive to include adolescents was to give a proper awareness about these things. Okay, and providing proper sex education for the adolescents, because if there is no sex education, if there is no proper education or awareness given to a child, he or she might end up doing out of curiosity an act which could be inappropriate, or which could not be very healthy. Okay, so this is about NPP 2000 and adolescence. Now, we will be discussing few questions and we'll answer them. So let's start. Why is the rate of population growth in India declining since 1981? So, what is the reason for the population growth in India declining? The answer is population growth in India is declining since 1981 due to control over birth rates, by the all the awareness and the programs launched by the government, and the awareness that has been taken place now. Earlier there were no awareness, but now people are becoming more aware. So that is why population is now decreasing, because the birth rate is declining. Okay. Question number 2 is, discuss the major components of population growth. So there are only three components that affects population growth, which are death rate or um, death rate or mortality rate, we can also say. Second, birth rate, and third is migration. Okay, migration. Which migration can be internal or international. Question number 3, define age structure, death rates, and birth rates. So, age structure is a composition of, or composition refers to a age group having different structural, different age patterns. Okay, or number of people in different age groups, in a country. Okay. Next is death rate or mortality rate. Death rate is referred to number of mortals or deaths per thousand in a year, and death rates are number of live birth. Okay, number of live births per thousand in a year. Okay, in a year, very important. Question number 4 is, how is migration a determined factor of population change? Do you think migration is a determined factor of population change? Yes, obviously, if people move from one place to another for any reason, there will be some changes happening in the population rate, right? Obviously. So, migration is a determinant factor because it changes the demographic, very important word, demographic. Okay, because it changes the demographic ratio of a region or of a country. It also leads to changes in various things. It changes the composition, the sex ratio, the age structure, right? So all the demographic changes and all the characteristics change when there is migration in both the cases, even if it's arrival or it's departure. Okay. Question number 5 is, distinguish between population growth and population change. All right. So population growth is the change in number of inhabitants of a country. Okay, whether for example, the population growth is change in number of inhabitants that are living already in an area. Okay, if this is the area and we observe this area in 2000, in 2001, in 2002. So we find out that 100 people were living in 2000, in 2001, 102 people are living, and in 2002, there are 104 people are living. So in a particular area, right, there is no change in areas. In a particular area, we are just changing number of inhabitants. But in population change, it is for a specific period of time. For example, in this region, in 2000, uh, uh, let's say 100 people are living, and now 80 people are living because 20 people have moved to another state. So what is happening here is it's change in number of people, but the difference change in number of people are there as well. But the difference here is it's specific period of time. Okay, they might go and they might come back, so there is no assurity of it. Population growth, whenever there is population growth, the population is always increasing. But in population change, the population can increase or can decrease as well. In population growth, it does not alter the population composition, right? It does not majorly alter the composition, which is already there, base composition. But population change can alter population composition as well, because we don't know what kind of people are going, are they male or the female or their age groups, right? So this is the major difference between population growth and population change. Next question is, what is the relationship between occupational structure and developments? Yes, you can say there is a very direct connection of occupational structure and development. Let's understand how. So, for example, there are more people working in primary sector. Okay, primary sector involves agriculture. So, let's say there are 10 people working in primary sectors. So, if the larger amount of people working in primary sector, the rate of development will be low. Okay. On the other hand, if people work or put more focus on secondary or tertiary, okay, so secondary sector and tertiary sector, if more people are working on these two sectors, it leads to development. Okay, if more people are working in primary sector, the development is low and sometimes slow, because these deal with technology, while primary sector involves agriculture, fishery, dairy, forestry, does not involve technology, right? So the something which is not technical, it's not it does not lead to development in today's world. So primary sector, and in India, majorly 64% people are involved in primary sectors. So that is why the development is considered to be slow and low. Next question is question number 7. What are the advantages of having healthy population? Here are some advantages of having healthy population. If the population is healthy, so the one will have potential and ability to fight with any kind of illness. Okay, and that person will be asset to the country. If they are healthy, they will focus on their work and they will definitely earn more, and they would have better living standard. So if the person is having all of this, so indirectly they will make a nation economically as well as socially very, very strong. Okay, so that is why these are few advantages of healthy population. Question number 8 is, what are the significant features of National Population Policy 2000? So, majorly there are three significant of National Population Policy 2000, which is one, imparting free and compulsory education up to children up of 14 years of age. Second is reducing the infant mortality rate, means infant death rate, improving healthcare management so that the babies that are born will not be dead. Third, universal immunization of children, as children are considered future of the country. So it's important to immunize them. Okay, so all the vaccination and immunization has been taken in consideration in National Population Policy 2000. So that was all in the chapter, but we will revise the chapter briefly and find out the important points that we have discussed in the chapter in the next video.